Hey everybody, I just wanted to quickly compare the Bic F12 to the Fluance 12-inch. Now, both are roughly the same shape. Bic is a little bit bigger, but more importantly, the quality of the Bic F12 is just absolutely superior. Fluance definitely did not do a great job with this subwoofer. I mean, aesthetically, it looks great. I got like the weird wood finish just to mess around and see if it would look cool. It's got nice feet on the bottom. The speaker itself is definitely 12 inches. It definitely, looks of decent quality, especially compared to the Bic. But red flags totally start to raise up when you look at the back. The first thing are these knobs. Like, these are like the cheapest, like, AliExpress knobs you can find. And the speaker terminals, really, for bare wire, are kind of frustrating to use. So that's the system. You put your bare wire in there, and then you squeeze it down. It's not the best, but it totally works. It's like, okay, those things are whatever. But when you go to hook it up, you really can't hear this thing. Maybe it was my room, maybe it was my placement, because this thing gets decent reviews, but I mean, the volume, like, from here to here doesn't do anything. But when you put it to max, it just blares volume, and then you put it, like, tiny a little bit below, and it's like a decent, normal volume for a sub. And then another thing was the crossover. I normally set my Bic F12 to 80, and I set this guy to 80. I didn't hear any sound whatsoever. I had to put it to right there, 110. Also, this can go like extremely high, 180. So I set it to 110. Well, I guess the Bic can go to 180, but it just seems like it's a faster jump to 180. Anyway, I put it to 110, and it just sounded like wub. It didn't have any articulation in the bass. It was just all low end, like undesirable, flubby, like just low end grunt. There was no, like, I couldn't discern, a kick drum from a bass guitar. It was just all really just disgusting sounding. When you bring it over to the Bic, I mean, first of all, I feel like you have a lot more control here. Volume at 1 definitely sounds like 1. 4 definitely sounds like 4. It's like a little bit above 1, but not too much at halfway. Halfway is like halfway. 9 is like, wow, you're pushing it. Whereas with this thing, it's just like nothing, 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 and then blaring volume, and then like a decent level. You know what I mean? Decent, definitely better speaker terminals here. The bare wire system, you just, once again, put it in between here. But honestly, both work fine. Same amount of options. You can mess with this, but no one really puts it on digital 5.1 receiver. I mean, maybe you do, but it's not really a commonality. One thing that is a bit of an anomaly is the power output only has 2 jacks, so and the Fluence has 3. I only have one other one of these cables. I don't know, maybe they're more common than I thought, but the Bic F12 is definitely the first piece of technology that I've seen with a 2-prong power input. Of course, the power output on both are 2-prong. I did blow a fuse on this before, but that was because I kept cutting power to it, and Bic totally... I bought the amp, I bought this sub years ago, and I sent the board to them, and they fully replaced it in less than 2 weeks. And their customer service was absolutely phenomenal. So maybe this review is a little bit biased, but like, the subwoofer sounds better. It's easier to set up. It's cheaper because this is like $199 new, and this is like $299 new. But I did get it on clearance at Fluance for $199. But I'm gonna be sending it back. So I'm looking at these even at the same price. Bic's customer service is absolutely phenomenal. The amp has much more control here. It's just built better. You can kind of tell. I mean, they're both solid, but you can hear it in the Bic. That thing, it just does not resonate at all. It's an excellent subwoofer. Fluance, on the other hand, it's got the looks. It has this little fabric Canadian flag, which is pretty cool. It has a lot of things that you could sort of just ignore or try to ignore, like the crappiness of these knobs, but the thing that matters is the control that it gives you, and the way that you can, change the sound and tweak it to make it work in your system. I seriously could not get this thing to work. I put my ear to it with moving the frequency, and you can hear it, but you move 2 feet away and you really just can't hear it. And then you try to jack it all the way up to there, and your whole sound system is now bass, but wubby, unwanted bass. So yeah, the Fluance might look cooler because of the red finish and the sort of slim profile on the front, but Bic F12's got that classic black box and the silver grille. I really think it's an unbeatable deal at the $199 price point. It'll actually really last because of the customer service, which I can personally attest to, was absolutely phenomenal. Whereas I didn't have to deal with Fluance tech. Actually, I did. I had to submit a return request for this because I'm definitely sending it back. And they did respond in a few days. So maybe they're both on par tech support-wise. But definitely going with the Bic for now. So if you guys have any specific questions, please feel free to ask. Stay away from this thing, for sure. Just get the F12. There's a reason it's extremely popular, and there's a reason Bic has been around and has, no complaints basically online, because they're a phenomenal company. Anyway, yeah, one final look at how the two compare size-wise. The Bic just rules, man, for sure. Once again, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Thank you for watching, and have an awesome day.